Welcome back, watch fans. We're talking about an important topic today, and that is, what do you do when you have a serious collectible watch that has value? Do you wear it? Do you wear it? Do you risk getting it scratched up, or do you put it in the safe? What do you do? This is a very profound question. This is the most important question facing Western civilization today. That's right, Western society. The most important question is. It's not War and Peace. It is not War and Peace. The question facing the Western world is, do you wear your Rolex or your Patek, your AP? Do you break it out of the factory box, out of the plastic? Do you cut open the plastic that your Patek comes in? Or do you put it in the safe, right? So let me give you my thoughts. And by the way, all you punters and vicious punters are welcome to leave your thoughts below, your comments, your opinions, which really mean nothing, but it makes you feel good, so I will let you leave your comments. But here's my philosophy on this. Okay, on the wrist we got the Rolex Chronograph, yellow gold, mint, triple mint condition, crispy. I think around 1970, and this watch is worth about, I don't know, let's call it 10 grand, right? And I do believe the Rolex Chronograph is the most undervalued watch, because it's got the whole history behind it. First Rolex sports watch, tool watch, rotating bezel that started all, used by the Air Force Thunderbirds, given as an award to ace combat pilots like myself for shooting down 7 MiGs in one day over the Gulf of Tonkin in 1969. Yes, I know you want to thank me for my service. I appreciate your thoughts. But this is the watch that I was actually awarded. I didn't have to pay for this. I was given this by John McCain himself when we landed on the aircraft carrier. And here is the thing. My philosophy is you wear the watch. You wear the watch. If you have to put a watch in a safe, it's kind of like that guy who buys the Ferrari and he parks it in the garage, he dusts it, washes it once a week, never enjoys it. And who's going to enjoy it? Some other guy who's actually, can afford to own the car, because what you are saying, the message you are giving the world by not enjoying consumable goods, and that is what a watch is. A watch is it's a machine. It's a machine. It's like a car. It's not a painting. It is not like this sculpture. It is not. Okay, here's the metaphor. The wristwatch is not like this work of art by Jeff Koons, amazing tulips. This is not meant to be worn. It's not meant to be, to be banged around. It's something that you park, somewhere, in your house, and you don't move it. And it looks beautiful. That is the point of art. A watch you don't hang on your wall. And I know some of you degenerates probably would do that, especially if you had a chronograph like this. But I'm against that idea, because again, art is meant to be looked at. Okay, it's meant to be looked at. A car is meant to be driven. A watch is a tool. It's meant to be worn to tell you what time it is. So all you backpack, hoodie wearing, ball cap wearing, sheeple, you conformist, followers, degenerates, pay very close attention. These things are not like Pokemon cards or whatever. It is meant to be worn, to be used, to be enjoyed. Okay. That is the whole point of it. And if you do have to keep it in the safe, what that means is you're actually telling yourself, you're sending a signal to your brain that you're a loser, you're a stone cold loser, and that you can't, afford to own the watch. That's what you're saying. When you put this in the safe, what you're saying is you're sending a subconscious signal to your brain that you're a brokester, you're a broke-ass loser, and you can't afford to get the watch scratched up, okay? That's the message, and that's the message you're telling the world. But more important is that it's the message that you're feeding to your own brain. When you take that collectible watch and you park it in your safe and you You know, you put it under whatever. You know, it's a message. It's a message that you can't afford to watch, because hey, I'm wearing this watch, mint, triple mint condition, which I don't, obviously I don't want to get it scratched. I usually do wear it under a sleeve, but yes, there will be micro scratches, even from this fine Savile Row bespoke jacket here. That will happen. It's just life. It's life. When I drive my Bentley, yeah, I take it to the supermarket. Yes, the doors get dinged. Yeah, I'm sure people do it on purpose. Probably, they think, because they resent the upper classes, the aristocrats like myself, and yeah, sometimes they leave dings in the doors. I don't care. It's a machine. It's made to be used, right? Would I prefer not to have some dings or scratches or whatever? Of course. But you know what? It is what it is. I mean, do I take it off road? Yeah. I mean, I don't just drive it on smooth pavement that's been freshly paved. No, I don't mind. Rock chips, whatever. These things don't bother me as long as the interior is minty. I do care only about the interior, nice, clean, mint condition, because that's what's important. And of course, I want the engine, the mechanics, in perfect condition. But the outside, I mean, look, I'll do my best. And that's the way you should think of these watches. You want your watch to be clean, okay? You want to keep your watch clean. Don't have dirt all over it. I know a lot of you guys masturbate with your watches on it. Who knows? I don't want to get into too graphic details, but we don't want any body fluids, getting into the movement. Maybe the crown is loose. Who knows what could happen, right? That's how do you explain that to the Rolex or the Patek Service Center? How do you explain to the Patek Service Center, why the gears got clogged? Right. So you wanna just be a little careful. You want to make sure your watch is always clean, and that you do exercise some caution. Meaning if it's a fine timepiece like this, you wear it under a sleeve. You don't obviously you don't want to take it camping or hiking or something like that, because it might get dinged, or traveling. Actually, the only times my watches ever really get dinged or scratched is traveling, because you're lifting up luggage. It's kind of heavy, and you're trying to move it fast. Usually you're trying to get off a train, on a plane, or whatever, a yacht, my private jet, and sometimes my servants are not available to do it for me, so I have to do it myself. Look, it's that's the what's the word? I am letting my privilege show or something. Look, I'm privileged. Sometimes my servants, my staff, are not available to serve me, and I have to do it myself, which is quite often. Well, actually, almost all the time. So yes. So I'm thinking of doing something, because traveling. When you travel, that is usually the time that the watch gets banged up. Wow, what a beautiful sight! Here I am in Maui. And this is one of the finest. One of the greatest wonders of nature are these waterfalls here. I mean, these waterfalls were created probably 3 million years ago in the desert here, and they're still here. It's unbelievable but true. It's all you tomato can and crayon eaters pay for this, right? It's amazing how many. Actually, I think this was paid by the timepiece gentleman. I think there's a plaque. There's a bronze plaque somewhere. That this waterfall was paid for by the timepiece gentleman, Anthony Farrer, at the roulette wheel. That's right, at the roulette wheel. Anthony Farrer, consignment dollars went into. That's right, your watches that you gave Anthony were used to pay for this waterfall, or at least to maintain it. I'm not sure if they built it, but for sure, that $5 million is enough to maintain this beautiful waterfall, and they do keep it absolutely mint condition. The water you can drink. There's even coins there, and if you dove in here with your Rolex Submariner, you could probably make enough to buy a new one. That's right. There's enough coins in there to pay for a new Rolex submariner. So I highly recommend you try that. You come here, you bring your scuba tank, and you do your deep dive, like the adventurous you are, because that's what the watches are designed for. But yeah, so those are my thoughts. Look, what you do is when you got one of these, you wear it. I don't care what the watch is. You got to wear it. You got to enjoy it. Even if it's $100,000 watch, fine. It doesn't matter. You gotta enjoy it. It's you're sending bad spiritual messages to your brain if you keep your watch in a safe. That's for hoarders, real degenerates, people who do that. It's a sign of mental illness. These guys who buy the Ferrari, park it in the garage, are afraid to drive it. It's a sign of mental illness. I feel sad for these people. I feel bad for them. I saw a guy online. He's some guy. I don't know. He writes some good articles. Very intelligent guy, and he's got a couple of nice watches. He's got like a Vacheron Overseas, whatever, and he's got a couple of really serious Pateks and something else. I mean, these are like $100,000 type watches. And he writes, "Oh, I keep these in the safe. I only take them out on special occasions or whatever." And I'm like, wow, this is kind of sad. This guy. What's the point of buying it? I mean, because those watches really are not, these modern Pateks like that, they're not really going to appreciate it. And this guy's buying them at retail. He's that type of guy that's kind of buying oddball watches. And not hype watches, but these are not going to really appreciate. I mean, it's, they'll keep up with inflation maybe, but, it's not really an investment. It's very sad. I mean, this guy is probably in his 50s now. Obviously, he's making good money. He can afford to buy them. And he's keeping them in the safe. What's going to happen? 20 years go by, I don't know, you get into your 70s, your 80s. Life doesn't go on forever. And you're going to be on your deathbed and thinking, wow, I didn't wear that Patek. I didn't wear that watch because I was keeping it in the safe. For what? You think your kids are going to care? No. They're going to dump that watch as fast as they can. And look, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. A couple of scratches, that's the price you pay. Now, the only reversal of this rule is if you do buy a hype watch, if you are buying a hype watch, like some crazy new Rolex, like we had a guy who had the Le Mans, he had the Daytona Le Mans, which is I think selling for a couple $100,000 now. All of a sudden, it's a white gold watch. A watch like that. You really probably don't even want to take it out of the house because it's a watch you kind of want to sell it. I would think, or you could obviously wear it, but these like Richard Milles or whatever, some of these Patek, Tiffany dial bullshit, these hype watches that people are going crazy for. When it gets into like kind of serious money and you're buying it purely as a speculation. Okay, and you got to be honest with yourself. Are you buying it as an investment, as a speculation? Well, you know what? If you want to be that type of guy, you got to keep it in the safe. That it is what it is. It's kind of like you're going to take it out of the safe, look at it, masturbate while you're looking at your watch, and be one of those wankers, which the watch collecting community, the community is filled with. It's filled with a bunch of wankers. We know that in the Middle East there's wankers who have entire vaults full of watches, full of Pateks in sealed, triple. I think what is it called? Double sealed, triple sealed. I mean, not only do they have them in the plastic and in the cardboard, they actually ship them in the factory. They buy the factory. That's right, the entire Patek factory, and they just lock the doors so that way that Patek is quadruple sealed. They have the watch, they got the plastic, the cardboard, and the factory that originally it came out of. That is where the world is going these days. So, all right. Anyway, let me know what you knuckleheads, you low-life degenerate, tomato cans, crayon eaters, window lickers think, and leave your nasty and vicious comments below. And all the punters obviously like to, all input their opinion, and that's going to be you, my friends. All right, see you in the next one. Make sure you click the like, subscribe button.